right, so we're practicing today, working on just some feels, things I've been working on in the garage. Now I'm actually able to get outside when the weather's nice. So I'm going to start off with some wedges. I'm going to stick with all my odd numbers today. So I'm going to go 60 degree for just a warm up, and then I'm going to go gap wedge, 9 iron, 7 iron, 5 iron, 3 wood driver. But today I'm just working on feels, staying a little bit taller, weight a little bit more in the balls of my feet instead of my toes, and just having a nice swing. These first few swings here with the 60 degree, I'm really focusing on keeping my weight centered, keeping my weight slightly forward and not moving back to center, and then just rotating and letting it follow through. These shots are going about 30 yards. The red stick that's in front of me, the red and white stick that's in front of me is about 55 yards. So I've got a pretty good landing mark just short off the downside of this hill. You can't really see it. It's kind of an optical illusion. So I'm going to grab the camera right here and I'm going to kind of show you my grouping. So I hit 5 balls, 2 of them were bad, but I had 6 balls, 2 of them were bad. The one to the left is not my ball. These 4 to the right are all mine. So super, super happy with that group. So moving on to my next shot, now that I've kind of got a feel for my 30-yard shot, I'm still going to keep my 60 degree, still keep the same feels, weight middle to the ball of my foot with the red and white stick. First one here came up a little bit short, probably about 6 yards. Second swing was off balance, but it got the distance it needed. So it's probably just me swinging a little too hard. Tempo was off. So now I'm going to just focus on taking a little bit longer backswing and focus on keeping my balance. So that one started a little bit left, but it went the distance. It was probably 2 or 3 yards too long on a green. It's perfect. Last one here, going to about 10 o'clock and just over the backside of the pin, just like the last one. So I know a 10 o'clock, 60 degrees is going to go about 60 yards. So got gap wedge here, going to have 5 shots. Here, I'm talking about my feels, hands inside of the club face on the takeaway. I'm going to focus on being steep. As you can see, even though I feel like I'm being steep, I'm actually a little deeper than I feel like I am, which entail naturally in my swing, since I don't have good hip and shoulders disassociation. I have a tendency to move everything at once, which makes my club go over the top or a little bit steep. And whenever I'm shallow, it becomes more exaggerated because I feel like I got to get the club back on plane. So you'll see in the first few that I'm going to be steep. But on the follow through here, I'm focusing on keeping my hands through low and left, and then the club face feeling like it's out to the right, almost like I'm holding it off like a Tommy Fleetwood style. So rehearsing my swings, feels, let it drop down, and then follow through. Second swing, much more consistent, more on plane. I was a little off balance. I have a tendency that when I try to sit my left hip back and really get deep into the swing and not be early extension, Ball flight today all day long was really good. So ball 4 here, you can see I get real deep in my swing, come over the top, and I chunk it. I had to let go of the club because you instantly feel it in your wrist, and I just bailed out so I didn't hurt my wrist any. But yeah, that's the swing I've got to eliminate. That's my bad miss. It's rare for me to hit an iron and keep it really thin. So I really want to feel like I'm almost trying to. Last shot here, felt good, ball went good. And just so y'all know, my gap wedge goes about 125, and I feel like The landing mark was about 130 and executed those perfectly. Okay, next up, got 9-iron. So moving on, I feel really good with my 9-iron, 7-irons. So I did a quick review. I watched my video and I kind of analyzed what I saw with the gap wedge, and then trying to feel more vertical, feel like I'm getting deeper, keeping my head on that wall in front of me. But as you can see in this first swing, still over the top. Swing 2 here, much better on plane, felt much better, really good contact. Also when I'm on the range, I understand range balls are not the greatest about giving you accurate distances. So what I'm focusing on here is start line and ball flight. So here, start line is at that red and white pole in front of me, and I'm just kind of watching the ball flight. If I'm trying to start it left of the flag or left of the pole, right of the pole. All these shots here with a 9-iron felt really good. Start line was just to the left, and I was happy with that session. All right, next iron is my 7-iron. I want to be a little bit more patient with my club. And I've also noticed I was getting a little too tight with my grip and stuff. So obviously I want to have a decent grip. I don't want to be super flimsy, but I also want the club to flow. So first swing here, 7-iron felt good, a little steep. But once again, even though I'm steep on my downswing and divots are deep, my ball flight is getting a good flight. It's getting good compression. Ball 3 here, get steep over the top and chunk it. Once again, bailout swing so I don't hurt my wrist. So as I rehearse here, I'm really trying to feel like I'm getting vertical and then letting my left hip clear. And it looks good here, but I just can't hold those positions when I'm full swing. And I don't understand. I know the feel versus real thing it's a real thing. But it drives me nuts when I feel like I'm doing something. I see a good ball flight. I'll come back and review, and I'll be like, man, that was nowhere even close. Couldn't end on a bad shot, so I grabbed another ball. Felt good. Didn't like the distance of that, or not the distance, but the flight of that ball. I don't know if the ball was maybe a little cracked or something, but didn't like the way that one looked, so I was just going to hit another one. In the moment, swing feels good, but then watching this back, I know I've got a lot of corrections. This swing here felt very vertical, stayed on plane, felt like I shot it out and compressed it really well. All right, next iron, last iron of the odd numbers, my 5-iron. First ball wasn't bad. It was just left. Ball flight was good, though. So I'm really trying to get to my left side, exaggerate my finish through, hands left, club head to the right, shaking my right hand to the target. So I'm noticing with my longer irons, my start lines are starting to go left. And in the moment, I feel like my swing is good, and I don't feel like I'm as over the top as what we're seeing here. But it obviously makes sense. When I'm over the top, it's going to start left. And if I got the club face properly, it's just going to start left, stay left, and not fade back like my old swing would be. So just got to make an adjustment, get the ball starting out to the right side more. But all these 5-irons so far, I'm making good divots. I'm feeling good. The ball flight is staying really good. One thing I've really focused on, and with my speeds, is I've noticed pros have the same apex from essentially their 4-iron down to their 9-iron. And if I can keep it in that same apex window, I don't want my 7 iron going to 100 feet and my 4 or 5 iron going to 65 feet. So I've noticed when I swing well and I see that same apexes, the same ball flights, I know I'm striking them well. And today I was hitting my 5 iron well to where all those apexes and ball flights were really good. So got 3 wood now. So just for reference, last year I didn't record much, but I struggled mightily with this 3 wood. When I first got it, I loved it. Everything about it. It was so smooth. I was super confident with it. And then something happened in my swing, and I could not hit this thing to save my life. I was struggling off the tee, struggling off the ground. So in the garage session that I posted the other day, I really felt like my left shoulder, I felt like if I was to shrug my shoulder up, and first ball here, ball flight, but off balance. Second swing here, I'm really trying to start this ball over that pole and have a nice little draw to it. Great ball, great balance. Ball 3 here. I don't know exactly. I feel like the ball's set up on my heel, but I don't think the tempo is fast, and this was a pull hook. This thing started left, stayed low, and hooked way left. Those are the type of misses that you can't have on the course. It's immediately going to be a penalty, and you're adding strokes to your game. And with me and my goals, as y'all have heard, going from a 9 handicap to try to go down to a 5, can't have penalty strokes. Next ball started left, did not go as far left, but still once again had a hook to it. So now I've got to make an adjustment. So my adjustment is just be a little bit more patient. I put the ball, instead of me changing my grip and doing a lot of different things, I just took the ball and moved it back in the middle of my stance, probably about another ball length, and smashed right down the middle. Same adjustment, same ball placement, smashed right at that tree, right over my target. Absolutely love that ball flight. All right, last but not least, everybody loves to hit the big dog. So today, driver, using my awesome Tour tees. The Tour tees are they're the best tee on the market, hands down. They're a plastic tee, they don't break. Tee bottom to where every time you put it in the ground, it's the same height, and that is crucial for me with my drive. Here, focusing on my feels, same thing, hands inside the ball, get it out and wide, get vertical, and then just throw my hips at the ball, keeping my right elbow down to my hip. So watching this video, it's funny because my target was the tree that's just left of the pole, the one that has a little bit of a V in it. And when I feel like I was aimed up, I started just right of it. But looking at my feet and looking at the club face, my feet are aimed way left. So that's obviously a setup issue. So if I need to be able to fix and make that adjustment, either move my feet up to face my target or adjust my club face. So setup is crucial. So as I'm hitting these drives are going really well. I'm a bit confused on why they're going just a hair left of my start line, but obviously now watching the video back, I can see, well, it's a setup issue. Also want everybody to understand, yes, I've been playing golf pretty much my entire life, but I've never had an official lesson. I've never had a coach. Last couple swings, I've been feeling good. Ball's been going straight, so I'm going to try to ramp it up a little bit. I'm going to hit keep my swing longer. I'm going to focus on being patient and really try to just let them rip. Last swing here, really wanted to step on it, really wanted to go for it. Felt really good, bombed it. This was one of my better swings of the day. So I felt like that was a pretty good practice session. Swing feels good, but gotta keep grinding the groove, make it look good, make it feel good, execute. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Appreciate it.